in, especially after midnight. Lows drop to 75 degrees. Storm should head out by sunrise. Highs on Friday back to 96 with lots of sunshine. In the Cape First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Frank Waugh.
At 9 o'clock, it's currently 88 degrees.
Broadcasting live from the KGSO studios in West Wichita.
You just tap in and leave it on.
This is In the Zone on Wichita's sports station, KGSO.
Get in the zone, on KGSO.
Good morning, Wichita. Welcome to a Thursday edition of In the Zone, the 30th of July. I am Phil Stevenson. Sitting to my right, he is James Guerin. Good morning, James.
Morning, Phil.
You're listening to 1410 AM, 93.9 FM, KGSO. You can also tune in on the KGSO Facebook page with Facebook Live. Watch us there. Leave questions or comments or thoughts. The stream at kgso.com or the app, SC Wichita. However, whenever, whatever, whoever, we want you to participate in the show today at 316-522-1410. Yeah, 1410. That's it. I've got NBC tickets to give away. You got 2 nights left. Quarterfinals tonight, semifinals tomorrow. That I've got vouchers. I can give you 4 if you want to go. You just got to come by the station and pick them up. That's how simple it is. Call the show and claim them. We got Phil on the Grill today. Middle segment of the second hour with OJD. And we, of course, have our Diamond Highlight Zone where we recap games from yesterday in the major leagues. That's the last segment of this first hour. But to start today, James, well, the only reason I'll just mention it is because of what happened Monday night. Kentucky and the KU alums both played last night, and I think KU was worn out because it's third quarter, Kentucky just ran away from them.
Good.
Good. And that was the end of it.
We were rooting for them anyway.
Nah, sure, why not?
I know we're supposed to lean towards the in-state, but not when the in-state battle goes down like it did. You can't root for them after that. Sorry.
Well, I didn't root for anybody. I watched a little bit of it here and there, and I watched the Royals some. Just a little bit of everything yesterday. Even a little WNBA. Not much, but a little bit. And sat back. I listened to some of Jay-Z doing the Hutch game last night with Liberal. Pitcher's duel, if you like those. 2-1, Hutch defeated Liberal to eliminate them. And, of course, we'll have NBC action tonight. As quarterfinal games will take place. I believe Sasha's going to be out there, if I'm not mistaken. And he will be out there. The noon game today is the Santa Barbara Foresters and the Austin Gold Sox. The 3 o'clock game is the Junction City Brigade and the Seattle Blackfins. The 6 o'clock game, which I believe that's the one that Sasha's going to be doing, the Alaska Gold Panthers and the Hutchinson Monarchs. And the final game tomorrow night Seattle Cheney Studs, and Lone Star Baseball Club. As late last night, Seattle defeated the Hazelarks 8-3 to eliminate the Hazelarks. So we won't have a matchup of last year's championship with that. So 522-1410 is the phone number. And I don't know. There's not a lot going on in this world right now in sports side.
I miss soccer, Phil.
I know. I miss soccer. So, can you handle the show for a few minutes?
What do you need to go do?
I have to step away for a moment.
Phil.
Yeah, I know.
These are little warnings that you're supposed to let me know beforehand because I got nothing right now,
Well,
dude.
I know. You could sit over here if you want and
Well, that's not going to
have the computer
Well,
in front of you.
how long are we talking?
A couple of minutes. I have to just step away for a couple of minutes. Can you handle the show? Somebody call James. How about that? If that needs to be the case,
because I can't even talk baseball because we're going to talk baseball later.
you could kind of preview what we're going to come up with. Maybe some of that. Do you want to come over here or stay over there?
I don't think it's going to really make a difference where I'm sitting, Phil. But yeah, here we are on a Thursday. News is a little bit of lackluster going on this week. And I think we're all just kind of waiting right now for NFL season to creep up upon us. We're waiting for more news out of the college football world, and I know that some coaches are trying to stir the pot right now. I know we've brought up Eli Drinkwitz a lot. That's definitely going to be one of the more tuned-in games that I'm going to be watching this year, just because now I kind of know the backstory a little bit. Behind those two. Now, there was something that I have been seeing with FIFA, but I don't know all the details yet just because there's so much of it going on. But I want to say that FIFA wants to start branching out part of their league to private investors, and right now that's getting a whole bunch of backlash from the teams and from the leagues individually all across the globe, really. Anyone that's associated with FIFA, because it's very controversial to sell a minority stake in FIFA because they have been their own business for as long as I can remember. Now let me do my best here. And nobody was on the phone. Go ahead and give me a call back. Let's chit-chat a little bit until Phil has to come back from his brief break. But, yeah, that's been kind of the big talk over in the soccer world is Infantino and FIFA under fire for the private investment plan that they are trying to move forward with. Just to go into it a little bit further, he wants to open the commercial capital of the World Cup to private investors. International investors, including figures close to the president, are reportedly among the potential candidates. And that's going to bring its own set of controversy in its own right. And as I look over, you are on the Maximum Outdoor Equipment phone line. How's it going?
I'm trying to help you out, brother.
There we
go.
go.
How you doing, James?
How we doing, James?
There you go. So I'm hoping Phil's good. We're just going to assume the best. Everything's good with him. But I figured while, you were taking over the show for him, I'd call in and let's talk about what we didn't see last night in that TBT game. Mm-hmm. I did not see one KU player in the grill of any of the Kentucky players on an inbound play, on an after a shot, in a timeout, at any point. And you usually don't see that when you're rear end getting kicked by about 26 points, to close to 30. I'm not going to say anything about Keene being justified for doing what he did physically in the altercations after that game. But what I am going to say is that you almost have to expect bad actions when a kid has literally been taunted as Keene was the whole entire game. I sat in the third row on inbound, plays, after made baskets getting shoved in the chest, and the referees are right there doing nothing. And the only thing I can think, James, the whole time is that this is not going to end well. But when I watched the game last night, and I watched the whole second half, because clearly, in the TBT, you can't just watch regulation. You got to, watch the Elam ending. And even though KU did, score more points towards the end of the game in the Elam, that was not a game that was ever within KU's reach. I mean, it was just, Kentucky just went cruise control to get that final 8 points. And it was just a matter of, not if they were going to, it's just when. But that was one thing that I did not see. And I called in, the day after. I said, if there's KU fans out there that are rejoicing in this win against Wichita State, you did not want to win like that. You didn't want the game to go that way, because you have to get on a plane the next day, fly to Kentucky, and play. And I don't know how many people were in that arena, but it looked sold out to me. And that was a good crowd for them. And that's a tough way to, have to continue on having played the type of game the game you played the night before.
No, I'll agree. I think Phil said this and hit it right on the head that, that they probably just took a little bit more out of their sail than they would have liked against the Aftershocks. And I don't know, they had a day or two in between, but at the same time, I mean, that stuff, you can't just forget about that and move on, right? I mean, that stuff lingers in your head. I don't know how much mentally that had a toll against them. I'm sure that they rallied around each other and said, you know what, let's forget about that and just go into this game with a clear mind. But, the La Familia home court has always been pretty dominant here in the TBT, and they've always, shown out for them. So, yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be easy for JHX to go in there and knock them off, but at the same time, could you say that maybe a little bit of them not hitting those shots, the same shots, or maybe not having the same amount of intensity? I will accredit that to it's because it's not a Kansas team, right? And I think that was pretty apparent when those two played each other. I think there might have been some history as well between some of those guys. But I think that would explain why the drop-off happened from the JHX side yesterday. But you're right they were down by 7 going into halftime, and then it was really that third quarter, I think, is when they started running away from it. So, unfortunate that they couldn't represent us in the state of Kansas, but at the same time, La Familia, they've been a very well organized team, I think, for a few years now.
I mean, in the second half, I'm watching, I just call them Kansas because,
as well, yeah.
They are represented. Yeah, I'm just going to call them Kansas. Running their offense, an offense that was ran, here in Wichita, it actually looked like they had, plays and some, continuity, and they were actually running an offense to, get the best shot. Last night, I'm watching Mayo come down and just fired up from midcourt, basically, shooting air balls. And I'm like, what are you doing? I mean, you got to run your offense, get back in this game, and get quality shots. And it was just like, I don't know if they gave up or they were just too tired to run the offense for 30 seconds or, whatever was required to get the best shot. But, it felt like to me watching that game on Monday that they gave the type of intensity, the effort, as far as how, intense and, determined they were to win that game at Wichita. It's like, don't you realize you do have to play in a day and play, continue on at Kentucky. You might not want to just empty the bucket. And then, if you're a Wichita State fan, like it or not, they clearly didn't come to Wichita to just kind of participate in that game. They clearly were determined to whatever, method it took to win that game here. And you got to think, okay, well, maybe we're not as irrelevant to KU fans and their basketball team, as far as them wanting to play and or beat us as, we once thought. We're obviously, the intensity was clearly 110% more than it was as far as, what they showed last night to me against Kentucky, especially in that second half. So, it just was, it was not good.
And it doesn't help either when Mason, Mayo, and Preston combined 12 for 44 I mean, you're not going to win any games when you're like that, and that's probably tired legs, tired arms. But we can. It probably gives me a good idea that if the Aftershocks were the team to actually go into La Familia territory, maybe we would have seen somewhat of a similar story, in my opinion, because I mean they both were hit with the what do you call it, the ejections, and they were both very emotional after the game, and so I think it was just because of how things unfolded in that previous game kind of led to how things unfolded in this La Familia game.
Yeah, and obviously I gave that, some thought. I'm thinking, okay, well, you're sitting here saying how KU did, Kansas didn't do this, they didn't do that. How were Aftershocks going to fare with that? Coming in to that game on Monday, it was not just by our opinion, it was a known fact that Wichita State's roster from starters to bench was deeper. Than the Jayhawks, and that's something that's benefited with the Aftershocks, and then last year's history and the history in the past. They've made a deeper run and know what it takes to win these consecutive games. Against maybe what might have been a more talented Kentucky team. Just the overall depth usually allows them to have a shot to be in the game and to win, clearly in the Elam ending. But who knows? We didn't get a chance to see that. We may never get to see that. I mentioned on the drive home some longtime Wichita State supporters we went to the game with. He made a statement to me, and then I saw some articles, on social media the next day in regards to it, that this is probably the last Aftershocks team we're going to see. I doubt that there's probably going to be enough people. I mean, heck, what they barely fielded in teams this year to make the TBT even happen. They had to change up how they did it and invite a bracket of non-alumni teams in to field the tournament. So I hope that that's not the case. I mean, I hope that somehow if this tournament continues on, that we are able to field a team from Wichita State. But the likelihood, based on just the amount of people that are willing to do it, I don't know. Maybe Chris Paul needs to bump it up from 2 million to 3 million to entice people. I don't know what it's going to take, and I hope what happened on Monday isn't the reason that it's not going to be pursued to try and put together another team. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. And Phil's back, by the way.
Hi, James.
Awesome. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
I'm all right.
All right. Well, that's good. I was afraid when I was listening in on my Thursday morning off that you had something going on that was going to cause you not to be able to finish. And I'm like, well, I can get to the west side of Wichita in about 15 minutes, but James is going to have to cover the show for a little bit until I can get there.
No,
so
I just had to step away for a couple of minutes. We got it all taken care of.
Good.
So
good.
All
yeah,
right.
we were talking about some stuff that we really, shouldn't be wasting time on. The debacle that was whatever that was Monday night, and then the subsequent, obviously, lack of effort or legs, as James said. And I couldn't agree more. You don't run around the court playing the game and then run around the court beating the crap out of each other and not have that affect the body and how you're going to play a basketball game 2 days later.
Yeah,
it's not
absolutely.
possible.
You are correct.
Yeah, so it's too bad. It's too bad that whether that was us, Aftershocks representing against Kentucky, or KU, that what took place on Monday, clearly affected what type of team was going to show up against Kentucky. But unfortunately, we're all human beings. We make mistakes and bad choices and bad decisions, and we just move on and try and get better, right?
That's the idea. You are correct.
Yeah. All right, guys. You have a good Thursday, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, take care. Thanks
See
for
you,
the call, James. Appreciate it. 522-1410 is the number. Okay. Is that about it with the TBT?
Yeah, that I was actually talking about something to do with FIFA and how, you were telling me about the JP Morgan bat or the patch and all this. Well,
right.
FIFA wants to they want to reach out to private investors and stakes in their league. And that's what I was getting into, and he's getting a lot of backlash, really. I mean, teams are speaking up against it, leagues are speaking up against it. I mean, I'm not sure what other scenarios need to happen or what other bugaboos need to show up to let's vote this president out of here. I mean, he's clearly been a headache for the last 10 years. And I know that he caters to a certain demographic of people, and whatever that is, fine. But he is Roger Goodell, but on a global level, in my opinion. Like, Roger's always trying to like change little things about the game, but not really try to change the game too much. It's kind of what happens behind the scenes is really what he's trying to change. And well, FIFA's trying to do that too, but on a global scale. And I think he's getting called out for it because why? What do we need to do this for, Infantino? I mean, what purpose other than putting more money in your own damn pocket? What is this going to do for the sport? I don't see the direct correlation between this is going to make our sport more popular, it's going to make it better. Like I'm failing to see the connection there. And I know that you probably know very little about this.
You're
if
correct.
Any, but
you are correct.
I'm trying to find something that's kind of like the key indicator on what this whole thing is. And I hate that every time you click on the 4-letter link, it opens it up in the app. I can't stand that either. I don't want to go to the app. If I wanted to go to the app, I would be in the app already.
Right.
So his proposal to raise up to $20 billion through private investment through selling equity in the world's biggest sporting tournament threatens to trigger a split in the game that will change the World Cup as we know it. So that's kind of the big headline. In exchange for allowing these private investors to pay billions for involvement in the planning for future World Cups, President Infantino is offering each of the 211 members, so all the countries, a chance to make an instant $20 million by voting through his plans. Is that not corruption? Hey, vote for what I want. I'll pay you. Isn't that not the definitive definition of corruption?
Kinda, yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah, we'll give you $20 million if you vote it through. What are we doing? What are we doing? And you know how many clubs would love $20 million? I bet you at least a quarter of those would desperately want $20 million.
Maybe more.
Yeah, maybe even more.
Maybe more.
It's just I'll have to do some deep dives into this, but this is the future of FIFA, in my opinion. Because there was other leagues too. I believe there was a Mexican league, the second tier, so not the best, but the second best. There was some kind of a ban when COVID happened. There was a ban to where you couldn't get relegated and you couldn't get promoted for 6 years, right? Because of COVID. I don't know why they came up with that, but that was the rule. In 2020, up until 2026, you can't move up, you can't move down. Well, now it's after that. We're past that. We're in the 27 season, and they haven't lifted the ban. It's still the same thing, and that's a completely different story. But soccer's not perfect, Phil. Soccer's not perfect, and it's not going to get the same light, so I know people aren't aware of what's happening, but a lot of mess, a lot of spills, a lot of head-scratching going on in the world of football. So
okay.
It's a little frustrating. I don't know why we can't just continue to do things with the way that we've been doing them. I don't know why we're always looking for change. We're looking for improvements, and improvements don't always mean better.
Changes don't always.
There we
mean
go.
better.
I think that's
that's
right.
a better term for it. Yeah.
Yeah, change doesn't always mean better.
Correct.
People claiming things are improvements aren't always going to be better. All right? There we go.
Hey, did you know that the Little League Softball World Series starts on Sunday?
No.
Okay.
I'm more of a World Series guy. Little League World Series.
That's okay.
That's because
it starts the following.
It's because we're always in it. Hawaii. Yeah. Hawaii is always very competitive.
Correct. And they haven't listed who the teams are yet there.
And that's weird. Side topic. Sorry, I'm cutting you off here, but the Little League World Series in Hawaii, they've always put out teams, but that, if I'm not mistaken, these are 10, 11, and 12-year-olds playing, right?
Yes.
once they hit 13, 14, it's almost as if the coaches stop caring to try and continue to coach them. Or really, it's a lot of those kids out there are just going to other sports. And that because Hawaii baseball could be a lot better if the youth are able to have all the success for 15, 20. Like I said, Phil, they've been successful my entire life. They've never had a bad team. And I'm sure there's been years where they haven't made it, but they've always put together a good Little League World Series team. And that kind of fades away when they get into middle school and into high school. And that's why we don't see a whole bunch of baseball players
well, you
come
see,
out of there.
like, there's like a pony league tournament. There's a Babe, I don't know if it's Babe Ruth. What it is, it goes like 13, 14, 15, 16, stuff like that, even 17, 18. But it's not near as well followed or kept up with by the general public like the Little League World Series is. And now kind of the Little League Softball World Series is fallen into. There's still 4 countries, I guess, to have teams join into this to start play on Monday. They haven't determined who they are yet. They better hurry. But
they're doing it by.
They still have countries that are in this. Yeah, there's a group from Canada, from Japan, Puerto Rico, and it's Italy that are coming in, and probably the other 4, maybe other U.S. sites or maybe other country sites that are going to put teams in there. Probably no more in the next day or two who those teams are. But yeah, it's rolling. Hey, I look up and it's time. Time for you to do your job and for me to pay a few bills. 316-522-1410 is the phone number if you want to jump in somewhere. Got NBC tickets to give away if you want to go tonight or tomorrow night. They're good for either night, just not the championship night downtown. I'll be back.
This portion of In the Zone is brought to you by Kansas One Call. Call Kansas One Call at 811 before you dig.
Get in the zone. Get in the zone. On KGSO.
This is The Herd.
You got to be consistent.
With Colin Cowherd.
Mike check. I think LeBron's sitting there thinking, Minnesota's got a stacked team. Philadelphia, those 2 teams, that's where you can win a championship. I don't think he's going there. Philadelphia's unbelievable roster. Minnesota, you'd have rim protection. You get Ant. I got LaMelo Ball. I got Jaden McDaniels. I mean, Minnesota with LeBron, would they be the co-favorite to win it?
This is The Herd.
Weekdays at 11 a.m. right here on KGSO and on the SC Wichita app.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free. Wichita Clear Bra, your quality auto spa.
Summer is heating up, and Wichita Clear Bra can get things cooled down for you. The XPEL heat-reducing ceramic tint blocks infrared rays and keeps your car cooler all summer long. Keep your car looking fresh and make it easy to clean with ceramic coating. And don't forget to check out the Wichita Clear Bra detailing services to get the summer started with a fresh ride.
Wichita Clear Bra, your quality auto spa.
Professional excavators and homeowners, safety always comes first, and safe digging is no accident. So before you begin your next digging project, remember to call Kansas 811 to have your underground utility lines marked for free. Know what's below. Call 811 before you dig. So play it safe, put down the shovel, pick up the phone, and call 811 first. This message is brought to you by Kansas 811, reminding you that no matter if your digging project is big or small, don't make a judgment call. Always call 811 before you dig.
Start your day the delicious way at Mr. B's Daylight Donuts in Goddard. Fresh donuts, pastries, and breakfast favorites are made daily and waiting for you every morning. From classic glazed donuts and warm cinnamon rolls to tasty breakfasts like biscuits and gravy and hot coffee, Mr. B's has something for everyone. Whether you're grabbing breakfast on the go or picking up treats for the office, make Mr. B's Daylight Donuts your first stop of the day. Stop by today and taste the difference that fresh makes at Mr. B's Daylight Donuts in Goddard. Something to crow about.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-705-9484. 800-705-9484. 800-705-9484.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Wichita's sports leader, KGSO, is brought to you by Devon Jaimes. Devon Jaimes Injury Lawyers. Call 888-8888.
That's 888-8888.
Remember, today you listen to In the Zone on Wichita's sports station, KGSO.
This song came one segment too early. That's okay, though, because it does lead me into talking about baseball. The NBC, that is. I have tickets to give away if you want to go. Call the show, 522-1410. I can hook you up with a pair or four, whatever you need to go tonight or tomorrow night. 4 games today, starting at noon, with the Austin Gold Sox taking on the Santa Barbara Foresters. Seattle Blackfins at 3 o'clock against the Junction City Brigade. The feature game tonight, the Hutch Monarchs and the Alaska Gold Panthers. And the night game, the late game, Seattle Cheney Studs and Lone Star Baseball Club. Let's go check back in on the Maximum Outdoor Equipment Hotline. Welcome. You're in the zone.
Yeah, I wanted to check on getting tickets for tomorrow night.
Well, these vouchers are good for tonight or tomorrow night. So
that would work out perfect.
Who's this?
This is Steve.
Steve? Hook me up with the last name, please.
It's Barrientos. I'll spell it for you unless you can. You got it.
I got it. And it's...
Now, can you help me out with what time do the semifinal games start tomorrow?
6 and 8:30.
Okay.
How about that? And four tickets, do you?
That would be great.
Okay. You know where we're located, correct, Steve?
I do.
Okay.
I will pick them up today.
All right. Denise will have them for you up front. All righty. Not a problem. Anything else on your mind today, Steve?
No, nothing that's worth talking about.
Okay. Congratulations. You're a winner.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day, Steve. We'll see you.
You too.
All right. There goes Steve. See, it's that easy. Claim some tickets to go to the NBC. He's going to go tomorrow. Maybe some of you want to go today. Take a lunch break. Go watch some games. Go back to work for a little while. Get a sticker. They'll let you back in. And come back and watch the night game. Or you can listen right here. Sasha will have the Hutch Alaska Gold Panther game tonight right here on our airways. 1410 AM, 93.9 FM. And listen with him. Jay-Z had the game yesterday between Hutch and Liberal. Hutch won 2-1. Close games yesterday till the night game. Austin beat Tessa's Army 3-2. Seattle beat the BTL Hornets 3-1. Hutch beat the Liberal BJs 2-1. And the Seattle Cheney Studs, the only game that I guess you could say wasn't close, 8-3. Hayes couldn't score until the final 3 runs in the final 3 innings. But Seattle had a guy go the entire distance. 9 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks. How about that? That right there is pretty impressive. I will say that. So they move on to the games today. Like I said, 12, 3, 6, and 8:30 tonight. And if you really believe that 8:30 game is going to start at 8:30, you better hope for a run rule. I don't think that's going to happen in the Hutch Alaska game. So, anyway, Hutch are defending champions. They are at least in the final 8 at this point in time, with staying around to be able to do that. We have 2 Jayhawk Summer Collegiate League teams still left. The Junction City Brigade, who was the league winner, and Hutch, who finished 3rd. But they got in because of being defending champions. And it's a lot of the same folks. The Austin Gold Sox are somewhat new because they haven't been back for a few years. But the teams that we've been seeing, Junction City's new. They joined the league last year and then got in the tournament last year, and they repeated again this year. But the other teams, Gold Panthers are making their 2nd consecutive appearance. And I think they may have gotten to the quarterfinals last year. I'm not sure if I'm correct on that. But either way, it should be good baseball action out at X Stadium, home of Tyler Field at Gene Stevenson Park, starting today at noon. And I have tickets if you want to go. Just got to call the show at 316-522-1410. James and I will recap some games from yesterday. Obviously, the trading deadline coming up on August 3rd, which is Monday. It'll probably be the middle of the afternoon deadline. Pasquantino goes on the IL again. He hurt his wrist. Not sure how, but he hurt his wrist, so he goes on the IL. Twins lost Byron Buxton. He goes back with the same hip injury. Put him on the IL before. He goes back there. The Angels traded a couple of players to the Rangers. And I don't know if... Yeah, James will talk about it. But Tarek Skubal pitched last night. Pitched very well, I might add. And came out with a no decision. And will the Tigers deal him? I heard the guys in the morning talking about Tigers might deal him and then try to sign him back if he really wants to return to Detroit. It'd make a little sense to do that. Trade him, get some pieces, fill in where you have holes, and then try to go to re-sign him. So, we'll see. We'll see how this all shakes out. All right. I think it's about time because we're going to need a little extra time today to talk baseball with the Diamond Highlight Zone. So I am going to take a break. James and Reed join me, and we'll get into that Diamond Highlight Zone coming up next.
This portion of In the Zone is brought to you by Kansas One Call. Call Kansas One Call at 811 before you dig.
Get in the zone. Get in the zone. On KGSO.
Want to hear more of KGSO? Don't forget to download our app today. Fill out weekly surveys. Register to win great prizes. Listen live. Message our shows and so much more. Plus, get reminders of special programming and games you don't want to miss. Just find SC Wichita in your app store and make KGSO your new favorite app. It's Wichita's Sports Talk, right on your phone. Download the SC Wichita app today with Wichita's sports station, KGSO.
America is turning 250, and we're celebrating all month long at Midwest Kia. Join us for our Stars, Stripes, and Savings Sales event, where we're honoring America's 250th birthday with incredible savings throughout July. Celebrate extra savings on every new Kia that's built right here in America, including the award-winning Sportage, Sorento, Telluride, hybrid models, and the electrified EV6 and EV9 models. And no birthday party is complete without a present. This July, purchase any new or pre-owned vehicle and get a $250 gas gift card. It's our way of helping you enjoy the summer road ahead. Plus, every new Kia comes with that unbeatable 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. But hurry, this special Independence Day offer and the $250 gas gift card won't last forever. Visit MidwestKia.com. And remember,
We want to see ya in a Midwest Kia.
see dealer for details. Offer ends July 31st. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013, 800-444-2013, or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-444-2013.
Are you looking for a better healthcare experience this summer? Kingman Healthcare Center is a full-service hospital with a 24/7 emergency room with little to no wait times. Our clinics offer same-day appointments and convenient scheduling for your annual checkups. Don't wait. Make your health a top priority and schedule your appointment today. You won't regret the short drive without the big city traffic. Exceptional care every time. To learn more, visit our website, kingmanhc.com.
When it comes to great barbecue in Wichita, one name stands above the rest, B&C Barbecue. For years, B&C Barbecue has been serving up mouth-watering smoked meats and hometown flavor that keeps customers coming back. But next time you're in, don't stop at the barbecue. Grab a menu and try their juicy pork chops,
tender prime rib,
delicious smash burgers, and so much more. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or catering for your next event, B&C Barbecue has something for everyone. Visit B&C Barbecue at 3rd and Washington and taste why Wichita keeps coming back for more.
Don't miss the Press Box this afternoon at 4, right here on KGSO.
If you're going to get up and stand up and jump around, make sure there's somebody there to catch you, just in case. Okay. I can't start the music till my partner in crime makes his way back into this studio. That's a little house of pain and jump around. And I know that's what you're doing, getting ready for this segment. Because it just gives you that feeling that you want to get up and jump around as James and I get into the Diamond Highlight Zone. Well, somebody punched a button that they weren't supposed to punch, James. But that's all right. Okay.
Don't look at me.
I know it wasn't you. You and I recap some games from Major League Baseball yesterday. There were some good ones yesterday. So, as always, you take us off here.
All right, number 5, Game 2 of the doubleheader. Braves over the Mets, 1-0. Chris Sale, 9 strikeouts in 6 innings, only gave up 2 hits, and he's now 12-6 on the year. Christian Scott, 6 innings, 7 Ks, gave up 5 hits, an earned run, and a walk. He falls to 3-3. The only run of the game, a Matt Olson RBI single. Drake Baldwin also went 2 for 4, and the Mets just had 2 measly hits in this game. Yeah, bad game for the Mets. Not the perfect way for them to end the doubleheader.
No,
they fall 1-0.
But you know what? Major League Baseball, it's hard to sweep a doubleheader when they happen. You don't see it very often. All right. The Marlins erase a 6-0 deficit going into the bottom of the 5th inning with 3 in the 5th, 3 in the 7th, and 2 more in the 8th, and they knock the Phillies down another notch again, 8-6 in this game. Phillies bullpen bad. Of course, Luzardo struggled in the 5th and into the 6th, then into the 7th, and just didn't work out for him. Marlins swinging a hot bat. Lopez 2 for 5, leading hitter in Major League Baseball at 2 RBIs as well. Conine hit his 9th home run. Hernandez hit his 16th home run, a 2-run shot off Luzardo. And 2 hits and 2 runs for Ruiz. And Conine's home run was another pinch hit home run, a 2-run shot. And that was in the bottom of the 8th inning to give him the lead. Marlins sweep the Phillies 8-6.
Wow. All right, number 4, it's game 1 of the doubleheader, and the Mets won 3-2. It was scoreless until the 5th inning, and Francisco Alvarez then had an RBI double for his only hit of the game. They also tacked on a sac fly. In the top 6, guess who? Matt Olson, 2-run home run for his only hit of that game. And then in the bottom of the 7th, Carson Bench had an RBI double. He went 2 for 4 in the game, and that was ultimately the game winner. 6 Atlanta pitchers had 9 strikeouts, 6 hits, 5 walks. And Sean Manaea, 6 innings, 4 Ks, 5 hits, 2 earned, and 2 walks. And yeah, the Mets struck first, and then they couldn't finish the sweep in game 2.
Arizona beat Pittsburgh 3-0 behind Eduardo Rodriguez, throwing 8 scoreless innings for the Diamondbacks. Gave up just 5 hits, only struck out 2. But hey, that's okay when you get them to hit them at them with this. Pirates could muster up just 5 hits, only 6 for the Diamondbacks, but they were effective. Moreno hit a 2-run home run, I believe, in the 4th inning. And Kepler had 2 hits and the other RBI for the Diamondbacks as they defeat Pittsburgh 3-0.
All right, number 3, Orioles over the Tigers 10-9 in 12 innings. And while he didn't get a decision, Tarek Skubal, it becomes the fastest Tigers pitcher to reach to 1,000 strikeouts, which I can't believe he did it faster than Verlander. I can't believe that. But the sad part was, Phil, the Tigers were up 7-0 going into the 7th inning.
Right.
Skubal gave up a couple of hits. They yanked him 2 outs, and then their next reliever didn't record an out, gave up another 3 runs. Well, they had 3 RBI singles from Tavares, Holiday, and Ward. They scored 5 runs in the 7th inning. Then in the top of the 8th, Kobe Mayo had a 2 RBI triple. He was 2 for 3. Top of the 11th, sac fly and another Holiday RBI single. Bottom of the 11th, Spencer Torkelson tied the game back up with a 2-run home run. And then in the top of the 12th, Colton Cowser had a go-ahead RBI single. But the Tigers, they blow Tarek Skubal's achievement night, and they fall in 12 innings.
Nice job, bullpen. Way to go.
That was kind of him, too.
Yeah, a little bit. He gave up 2 hits in the 7th. Can't really blame him. They pull him out after that. But anyway, the Giants got some aluminum bats into their bat rack and used them against the Brewers and won 16-3. They had 17 hits in the game. Daniel Susak, catcher, hit his first 2 Major League home runs of the season. 2 for 4, had 4 RBIs in the game. Hung Lee had 2 for 6 with 3 RBIs. 4 hits for Ramos. He had 3 RBIs, and 4 hits for Luis Ariz. He had 2 RBIs as well. As the Giants break out the aluminum sticks, get 6 innings from Logan Webb, 5 hits, 2 runs, 4 Ks. And they beat the Brewers. That's a rare occasion. 16-3. Ouch.
Number 2, White Sox over the Yankees 6-5. This one also went to 12 innings. Well, on the top of the first, Paul Goldschmidt had an RBI single, and Spencer Jones had a 3-run home run, and the Yankees were up 4-0 after the first inning. And then, it was scoreless until the bottom of the 7th. Well, it was 4-0 until the bottom of the 7th, when Andrew Benintendi had an RBI double. Then in the bottom of the 8th, Antonacci and Murakami both hit a home run to score 3 to tie the game back up. And then no scoring again until the 11th inning when Anthony Volpe had a sac fly. Bottom of the 11th, a bases-loaded walk to tie the game. And then we had to wait until the 12th inning where Edgar Caro had a walk-off RBI single. And guess what, Phil? The Yankees lose.
There we go. All right. Rays seem to be back rounding into form again as their pitching staff shuts out Texas 3-0. Only 7 hits in this game. Tampa Bay had 3 of them. Texas had 4, but they couldn't muster up any runs. As Yandy Diaz homered to lead off the game, and then Velade hit a 2-run home run behind him in the first inning. That was it for the scoring. How about that? 5 Rays pitchers combined for the 4-hit shutout, struck out 8 guys. And for the Rangers, Mackenzie Gore, good outing out after the first inning. He went 7 innings, 3 hits. The 3 runs, had 9 Ks, but he gets an L for his efforts. Tampa Bay 3, Texas nothing.
And my number 1 game of the night, Cardinals over the Cubs 3-2 in 10 innings. Phil, this was a stalemate until the 10th inning. Scoreless. Nothing happening until the top of the 10th inning where Pete Crow Armstrong had a 2-run home run, and you thought that was going to be enough. And then the bottom of the 10th, the Cardinals hit into a force-out RBI, and then Ivan Herrera had a walk-off 2-run double in the bottom of the 10th. Matthew Boyd for the Cubs, 7 innings, 5 Ks, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 6 Cardinal pitchers, 8 strikeouts, 3 hits, and the 5 walks. You had the under, you were sitting pretty tight the entire game.
Yeah.
You were fine.
The Royals broke a streak yesterday, James.
I think I know what it is.
After 8 consecutive 1-run games tied a team record, they broke that streak yesterday, and they did it by winning 4-0 over the Minnesota Twinkies. Twinkies only get 5 hits, and Randy Dobnak. You go, who?
I've seen that name.
Randy Dobnak, 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 walk, 4 Ks for the Royals. Former Twins pitcher, I might add. Comes back to haunt his old team. Daniel Lynch with a scoreless 8th and Cruz a scoreless 9th. Finally, the Royals beat Joe Ryan. He has been such a pain in their butt the last couple of years. But that's how it's worked. Royals got a home run from Tolbert, his 3rd. And a couple of hits apiece for Caglione and Perez. And they win 4-0. They have one more game today in Minnesota before ending. I think maybe they come back home after this. I don't know. All right. We're done with hour number 1. Hour 2 next.
The NBC Baseball World Series is back, and your home for all the primetime games is right here on Wichita's sports station, KGSO. From the first pitch to the championship game, KGSO is your home for all your favorite Kansas teams and primetime games. Enjoy the best collegiate players from around the country as they gather for the annual NBC Baseball World Series. And it's right here on KGSO.
Brought to you by the Mark May Allstate Insurance Agency and Pride Egg Ace Hardware of Mays.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Are you looking for a better healthcare experience this summer? Kingman Healthcare Center is a full-service hospital with a 24/7 emergency room with little to no wait times. Our clinics offer same-day appointments and convenient scheduling for your annual checkups. Don't wait. Make your health a top priority and schedule your appointment today. You won't regret the short drive without the big city traffic. Exceptional care every time. To learn more, visit our website, kingmanhc.com.
It's time for you to crave a taco with a touch of tradition. Taco Pronto is family-owned and has been operating for nearly 55 years. Taco Pronto makes all their food in-house, from scratch, using the freshest ingredients at prices that you can't beat. So come on in and take advantage today at Taco Pronto's daily specials to spice up your lunch, or grab a 12-pack of corn tacos for $11.99 for a quick dinner. Taco Pronto, 8385 West 21st Street North, and taste the difference for yourself and order online at TacoProntoWichita.com.
Market information from the Mid-America Ag Network. I'm James Guerin. Moving through Thursday, over in the corn market, September corn up 2 3/4 at $4.51 3/4. Kansas City wheat for September up 20 1/2 at $7.46 even. And the bean market, August beans up 2 1/2 at $11.80 1/2. The soybean meal for August down 50 cents at $3.14.80, and soybean oil for August down 34 cents at $68.83. In the cotton market, December cotton up $1.72 at $81.25. In the energies, crude oil for September down 27 cents at $84.19. Unleaded gas for September down 8 cents to $3.14. Heating oil for September down 8 cents at $4.15, and natural gas for September up 3 cents at $2.75. And over in the stocks, the Nasdaq has rallied 2%, fueled by gains in Microsoft and semiconductor stocks, with the Dow Jones currently up 289 points, the S&P 500 up 87 points, and the Nasdaq currently up 621 points. Market information from the Mid-America Ag Network.
The Kansas City Royals shut out the Minnesota Twins last night and won by a score of 4-0. This was mainly due to the efforts of starting pitcher Randy Dobnak, who went 7 innings of work, 4 hits surrendered, no earned runs. This is Dobnak's first win in the majors since 2021, looking like a formidable midseason pickup for Kansas City. The two teams square off again today in the series rubber match, first pitch at 12:40 p.m. The Wichita Wind Surge lost their second in a row to the Springfield Cardinals by a score of 7-4. The Wind Surge will play Game 3 of 6 in their series against the Cardinals tonight at 7:05 Central. That's sports. I'm Andy Stats.
Sports Report brought to you by Burwell Construction. Decks, pergolas, patio covers, roofing, siding, windows, guttering, and more. 316-794-3430 or online at burwellconstruction.com.
This is Wichita's sports station, K230BY, 93.9 FM, 1410 AM, and 99.7 HD3. KGSO, Belle Plaine, Wichita.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, could potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
Broadcasting live from the KGSO studios in West Wichita.
You just tap in and leave it on.
This is In the Zone on Wichita's sports station, KGSO.
Get in the zone, get in the zone on KGSO.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of this Thursday edition of In the Zone. I'm Phil. James sits to my right. Good morning again, James.
Morning, Phil.
All right. Here we are, officially 1 month away from the start of the college football season.
Woohoo.
Yeah. 4 weeks and 2 days to get things rolling. You and I have just we're going to do this. We're going to sit down here starting soon, and we're going to kind of go over all the Big 12 teams.
Yeah, we'll give you guys a little conference preview of what to expect with, because so many guys move around. We don't even know who the hell is where anymore, and that's where we come in.
Right.
That's where we come in. We'll give the groundwork, what to expect from each team, some big moves, maybe a little prediction on what their record might be. Since the Big 12 media members don't want to give out their preseason ranks, that's where we step in.
That's where we step in.
That's where we step in.
We'll do that. We'll also preview our 2 favorite teams as well. Whether you want to hear them or not, you're going to hear them. James will do the Hawaii. Are they just the Warriors now?
With me, they're the Warriors.
Okay.
I don't address them by the Rainbow Warriors.
Okay. All
The
right.
other sports, maybe, but football's
no.
just
the Warriors.
No.
Okay.
Basketball too. Don't tell me Rainbow Warriors. If you're talking about the volleyball team, maybe I'll listen. But no, not for football.
And I'll do
basketball.
the Oklahoma Sooners. And since there's 16 Big 12 teams, and we have our teams, that's 18, I will pick one team other than Oklahoma from the SEC, and I'll let you pick one other team from whatever conference you want to, or if you want to maybe preview the conference a little bit, you could do that too, just like in one setting of a day. That, whether you pick a team or the conference, I don't care.
Okay.
How about that? Then we'll have 20. That will be 20 days. That should lead us up starting next week to the start of the season. So that's what we'll do. I'll have some contests for you. Well, the Pick Six will return in week 1 of the college football season, even though week 1 extends over 2 weeks. We'll get with that. I'm also going to do a little contest for folks to pick conference winners and the national champion. And we'll see who can come out on top of that one as well. That will be a season-long one. But you have to do those picks before it starts on August 29th with that. So we'll get to that in the week leading up to the start of the college football season. And we'll have some fun to go with it. Maybe by then we'll have a lot more teams who have corporate sponsors. I know one of the things that came out, new athletic director at Oklahoma, name's escaping me right now. He said he was asked about the corporate sponsorship stuff that's being released. Mm-hmm. And he said right now with the University of Oklahoma, they were taking their time with this. They wanted to make sure they had the right corporate sponsor. Didn't say they weren't going to have one. Just said they wanted to make sure they had the right one. So, and as, you know, some teams are looking at this from a national standpoint. Maybe some are looking at it from a more local or regional standpoint for who they get as a sponsor. Or maybe they're going to have more than one. Maybe we're going to have the NASCAR cars on all these logos on these uniforms, and you won't know who your team is if you don't. All the colors will be covered up. You won't even know who your team is. With all this, the Four-Letter Network threw up a deal here asking which college football teams could break through and bounce back in 2026. And, you know, they're saying first the teams most likely to sustain 2025 gains with this. The first team they listed is Texas Tech, who went 12-2 last year. They feel like this is going to be sustained. Would you agree or disagree?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want it to be, but
they're projecting them to win 11 games.
I don't think Will Hammond is him. You go into this year, and I know he was there last year, but you go into this year, and I'm going to say that maybe for a split week or days, he was thinking, yeah, I'm going to be the guy. And then that's when they were flirting with Sorsby, and it was like, okay, we're going to bring in Sorsby, and then Will Hammond's like, okay, well, it's not my time anymore. And then all that stuff happens, and Will Hammond's like, well, I guess I am the guy after all. I think that's too much for a young guy. That's too much change in a short window for someone with no experience to really take it by the ropes and just have all the command, right? I don't see that happening from him. Now, what I can see is this Texas Tech team looking very similar to how Michigan was a couple years ago. Let's run the ball. Let's have a really good defense. And we don't really need to throw the ball unless we have to.
Sure.
And we're going to beat you because, yeah, we know their interior lines are both good on both sides of the ball. And Texas Tech's defense is better than, I would say, than the average Big 12 defense. It's much better. So I just don't I don't want to see Texas Tech, just cruise along and just have no problem with this because that's a bad look for the Big 12.
Yeah.
That wouldn't do them any justice, and I think it would actually hurt them if they had a team with a quarterback who hasn't had all that experience just show up and win the conference.
Well, the other part of this is I think they have the most favorable schedule.
I think they do too, yeah.
They get TCU at home. They get West Virginia at home. They get Arizona at home. They get Arizona State at home. And they get Houston at home.
That might be their toughest
Big 12
one.
games.
That might be their toughest home game.
That was going order from November back to September, but their road games in the Big 12 include Colorado, Cincinnati, Oklahoma State, and Baylor. So I would say yes, they very much so could sustain what they did a year ago and do it. All right, Washington Huskies is the next one they have. 9-4 last year. Last projection for them was 8 wins. I don't know much about them. Of course, now they're in the Big Ten. I don't know what, without looking it up, what their schedule's going to be like as to whether or not they can pull off 8 wins against this, because in league play, they have to go to USC. They have to go to Nebraska, and I hate to say that, but that might be a much tougher game than people think. And they have to go to Oregon. They get Indiana at home, Iowa and Penn State at home. Can they win 8 of those games?
I think they can.
I think they can
They
too.
have a good home field out there in Washington. Teams struggle when they go there.
Right.
I want to say there was didn't Ohio State go there last year and they struggled?
They had some struggles. Yes.
I think they ended up beating them by 14, but it was a 1-score game, I believe, for most of the game.
I believe you are correct.
I have a lot of faith in DeMond Williams over there, though. I think he's going to have a nice season. He's got a big arm. He's fast, too. I think that's what a lot of people are going to underestimate about him, is that he's fast, and he's going to be able to find scrambling lanes when they are provided. Now, that's not his first choice. He's not going to go out there and look for the scramble, but he's going to take it if it's there. And, he'll be able to extend plays. He'll be able to find guys down the field. I have pretty high hopes for Williams.
Okay. The third team on this, the Houston Cougars, 10-3 a year ago, projecting 8 wins again for this club. I'm going to pull up their schedule. They do not have any tough non-league games. So they have to travel to Texas Tech, they have to travel to Kansas State, and they have to travel to West Virginia.
I think it's time that you stop bringing up West Virginia as a team to worry about.
I only worry about teams who have to go to West Virginia.
I don't think that matters. I don't care about West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. I don't care about that. They're not a good team.
I'm not going to argue with it. They're not a good team.
Then they haven't been a good team since Geno Smith was there.
It's going to be
I used to live with a guy who was a big West Virginia fan, and every year he would hype him up, and then they would end below 500.
I know.
So you can hype him up if you want, Phil. I'm not buying.
No, I'm not. I'm not hyping them up. I'm just saying it could be a very tough place to play in November. So, Houston also has to go to Utah as well, and
I don't know how that's going to unfold. New coach, new system, new faces everywhere.
Right.
You lose a coach that's been there for 20 years, you might start off slow.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe the fans out there are thinking, Kyle Whittingham was kind of a stalemate. There wasn't really going anywhere else after Cam Rising left, and so it was kind of just like it was time. But there are a good amount of Utah fans that think that this is going to be a revamped look. But Kyle Whittingham going to Michigan with his offensive scheme, I think, is perfect. He's a run-first guy. He loves being physical up front. And he's always had really good linemen for his Ute squad. So
we'll find out in week 2 when the Sooners come calling. That defense is going to be on the forefront. The other teams that are listed on this, probably not worth even talking about. Now, there's some on here they talk about most likely to rebound from a 2025 stumble. First one listed is Florida, who went 4-8 last year. New coach, John Sumrall. kind of interesting to see what that will shake out to be. They're projecting 7 wins for this group.
And these are all with 9 conference games now.
Yes. Just so you're aware, and I'll pull this up. Florida has its annual end-of-the-season game with Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At Florida State, I might add. They have a pretty good-looking schedule for league play. They get Ole Miss at home, Georgia at home, Oklahoma at home.
Well, Georgia will be
in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Right. But they're the home team for that. They have to travel to Texas. But there are other road games in league play. Missouri, Auburn, Kentucky. 2 Patsies to open the season. 7-win team.
Should be more with that schedule.
You would think so.
Should be more. You don't have to play LSU. You don't have to play Tennessee. You did say Georgia, right?
Don't play Alabama.
Yeah, they play Georgia. Don't play Alabama. Don't play A&M.
Nope.
I mean, that's a pretty favorable SEC schedule.
Correct.
They should at least be shooting for 8-4.
So you think 7 wins then is fully attainable for Florida? Okay.
More than likely, yeah.
Bouncing back from last year's stumble. Okay.
Do they have Kentucky on that list? They do?
At Kentucky.
No, not a part of that.
Oh, I'm
group.
getting here.
Okay.
Virginia Tech, who was 3-9 last year, they have them with 7 wins.
It's just that new coach, right?
Yeah.
I forget his name.
They get James Franklin.
That's right.
Yeah. Coming in. That'll be interesting. I'm looking to see Oklahoma State. It was 1-11 a year ago. They have them bouncing back with 6 wins.
I don't know. Kind of the same boat as Utah, but I think it's much more code red.
Yeah, but they bring in the quarterback and coach from North Texas. And, I don't know their schedule off the top of my head, but I'm going to pull it up.
This is kind of reminding me of, in Wisconsin. Wisconsin, as long as I've known them, physical run team.
Right.
Big corn-fed guys up on the line. We're going to run it down your throats. If you can't stop us, good luck. That's what I know Wisconsin as. And then Luke Fickell showed up, and he changed everything. They're not that physical run-first team anymore because he wanted to be cute and carry on his Cincinnati legacy over there. And it has completely botched everything over there.
Agreed.
I think, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that is certainly in the works for Oklahoma State because Gundy recruited a certain way for 20 years, and he ran his way, and all of a sudden you want to bring in the new look, the new guy with the new offense, and you just hope
after being 1-11, can you be any worse?
No, I guess you can't, but I guess you can't, but I don't expect if it doesn't improve.
Right.
But don't just sit there thinking, oh yeah, Gundy's gone. We're going in a new direction. We're going to improve drastically. Like that, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. It's not.
Okay. Oklahoma State opens at Tulsa, which can be kind of a trap game. They get Oregon at home. That's a loss. Now, they'll beat the Murray State Racers. They have to go to West Virginia. Don't forget that. They have to travel to Houston, Iowa State, Kansas State, and Arizona State, and they have home games with Texas Tech and Kansas. I don't know if 6 wins is a possibility.
Yeah, that might be a little tough.
Yeah, might be a little bit tough. So, just wanted to throw that out there. They got Colorado on the list at 3-9, bouncing back with 5 wins. That's not much of a bounce back, if you ask me. So yeah, there's a few other teams there. They also have one of my favorite teams, the UMass Minutemen, who were 0-12 last year. They get them bouncing back with 3 wins. I didn't even know they played football anymore at UMass, or better known as UMess. That's usually the ticket for that. So, I don't know. That was some just something that intrigued me a little bit. They didn't list your Hawaii Warriors on here anywhere.
They should be in there if there was a group of the best Group 5 teams to watch out for.
Okay.
They ended on a good note. And, they didn't really lose anybody of importance, and I'm sure they only added to what they had. But
well, you would think so.
No, I'm expecting them to – they won 8 games last year, 9 with the bowl. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm expecting a 10-win season by any means, but, we're always hoping for the improvement.
Okay.
Always hoping for
At Stanford to open. Is that a winnable game?
Well, they beat them home last year.
Right, at home. I know that.
And that was year 1. That had Frank Reich, and that was kind of like the introduction year for Andrew Luck, and it wasn't up to speed. I do expect this to be a lot closer than that game was last year.
Okay.
But it's not easy winning in a power stadium on the road.
No, never is.
Never is.
Never
and
is.
usually week 0, they get the home game, but because this was a 2-year series, that's why they're on the road this time in week 0. It's usually the other way around. Usually we'll get the home game.
Well,
in
they're
week
one
0.
of Stanford's one of the 3 or 4 teams that has 2 home games in week 1. Multiple teams playing twice in week 1 to go with this. But
can you understand why C.J. Carr right now is kind of the lead Heisman favorite? Do you even know who that is?
That's the guy from Notre Dame.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
I just needed to double check. But
I had to think for a minute.
He's kind of he's the favorite. He's kind of going back and forth with Arch right now. Those
Okay.
two are taking over 1 and 2. I don't know if I see it from C.J. Carr.
Well, year 2 of being a starter.
He didn't even throw for 3,000 last year. Didn't even have.
Yeah, but you got to
25
remember they had
touchdowns.
2 first-round running backs.
Sure, yeah, they had
in their
really
backfield.
good running backs.
That has something to do with that.
But Riley Leonard had a great run game, and nobody was ever considering him. I think he was like 5th, but he wasn't the preseason favorite.
Right. I don't know. I mean, outside of, I don't even know who else would
Are they
right now be
thinking-
up in the
are-
top 5 for a Heisman right now in the preseason.
Are they thinking because of how everything unfolded last year that they're just going to come out with a different kind of hunger?
Guns a-blazing.
Is that, that's the only thing I can think of is that they're going to be playing motivated football to try and just prove everybody wrong.
Right. I get that.
But do you think that we'll run into an instance because of this new rule where if they're in the top 12, they get in? Do you think now that
you think they're going to run up the score on
not
people?
run up the score, but maybe get hit a little bit more harshly now because now that's the definitive number.
Right.
If you're 13, you're out. So do you think maybe we'll start to see some controversial voting?
Well, now
CFP?
remember, Notre Dame plays a partial ACC schedule. So they have, I think it's 4 or 5 games that they play with teams from the ACC. They have their opener with Wisconsin at Lambeau Field. Wisconsin's not going to be much of a challenge to them, I don't think. Okay. Then they get to take on, I don't know which rice will show up, whether it'll be brown rice or white rice or jasmine rice or dirty rice or soggy rice. Who knows? I don't know. That's a win. They get Michigan State at home. That'll be a win. Michigan State's not where they were 10 years ago. Then they have to go to Purdue. That's a whitewash. So they're probably 4-0 at this point. Then they have to go to North Carolina. There's the first of their ACC games. As much as I enjoy James being a North Carolina fan, I don't know North Carolina has the horses to hang with Notre Dame. So they're probably 5-0. Then he gets Stanford at home, the second of their ACC games. And
a rivalry game.
Yeah, that won't happen. Then they have to go to BYU. That's the first, to me, real test, is going to BYU. So after that, they get Navy at home. And then they get Miami, the University of Miami, third ACC game. Team that played in the national championship a year ago. New quarterback. Had quite a few players taken in the first and second round of the NFL draft. And they finished with 3 more patsies. Well, SMU won't be, but they get SMU at home. They have Boston College, SMU, and Syracuse.
They don't play Army this year?
They don't play Army. They don't play USC. They canceled
What the
the
hell?
USC series.
See, we're getting rid of these rivalry games, and
Yeah,
it's
I know.
killing it.
I agree. It's not
They're not
good.
playing. Another thing is Navy. I thought they've always played.
Navy, they always play Navy. They used to always play Army. Used to play Michigan. They don't play Michigan anymore. And I think part of that had to do with them needing to have to play a certain number of ACC opponents. But outside of Miami and SMU, and they get both of them at home, their ACC opponents not going to be real great.
No USC. That's a huge
There's
bummer.
a possibility Notre Dame's going to run the table and go 12-0. At worst 11-1, I see it at this point.
I mean, they could lose to that cupcake early in the season like they did 2 years ago.
They could. Was that Northern Illinois that came in and beat them?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? That's now in your league, I might add. Another thing I don't understand. There are no more geographical boundaries. All right. Phil on the Grill coming up next with OJD after this timeout.
This portion of In the Zone is brought to you by Kansas One Call. Call Kansas One Call at 811 before you dig.
Get in the zone, on KGSO.
KGSO is back with the second annual SC Wichita Cares for Kids, coming up August 27th and 28th. Join Wichita's sports station as we support the Children's Miracle Network. Hear their powerful stories and help support our children in Wichita. It's the second annual SC Wichita Cares for Kids, August 27th and 28th. And it's brought to you by
Truck Stuff, Jewelry Savers, Davis Liquor Outlet, the Wichita Technical Institute, the Sugar Shack, and Wichita Sports Station KGSO.
Temperatures may be climbing outside, but the prices are dropping at Rusty Eck Ford. Get $8,000 off MSRP on the 2026 Escape Hybrid. Buy for just $28,895. That's great gas mileage and pricing. The Escape Active is $6,200 off MSRP and starts as low as $27,975. Plus, these come with 2 years maintenance on us. Visit RustyEckFord.com. Family owned for over 70 years and simply the best place to buy. See dealer for details.
Getting in the zone is easy when your crew's fed right. Bricktown Brewery in Wichita East and West has your next event covered with catering that brings the flavor. From Bricktown boxes that make lunchtime a win to crafted specialty entrees and full buffet bar setups, you can bring the taste of Bricktown straight to your office, team, or celebration. Bricktown Brewery Catering, available for pickup, delivery, or full service. Check out the full menu at bricktownbrewery.com/catering. Bricktown Brewery Catering, bring your appetite and we'll handle the rest. Hey, Phil Stevenson here, and when I need to get in the zone to watch the big game, I head over to Dino's Grill and Tap Works at 21st and Webb Road in Cambridge Market. It's the place to watch all the big games. With TVs everywhere, a great selection of ice-cold beer on tap, and the best happy hour in town from 3 to 6 daily, and all day Mondays and Thursdays. That's half-price wells, martinis, and the perfect margaritas. And oh man, the food is awesome with something for everyone, from great apps and salads to ribs and steaks to homemade pizza. Check out a game at Dino's at 21st and Webb.
Where'd you get that grin? Right above your chin. You know the place puts a smile on your face. Andy's the one for frozen custard fun. Made fresh every hour. It's your happy power. Top your day with a smile at Andy's.
Did you know my frozen custard is made fresh every hour? Or that our toppings are baked daily right in our stores? It's how we top your day with a smile at Andy's.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a social media manager.
Did you just post our Q4 earnings to your personal social media?
Oh yeah, used the trending audio and everything.
That's confidential financial data.
Relax. It only went a little viral.
The SEC just commented with the eyeball watching emoji.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Wichita's sports leader, KGSO, is brought to you by Devon Jaimes. Devon Jaimes Injury Lawyers. Call 888-8888.
That's 888-8888.
John Stugatz, weekdays 2 to 4 p.m. Right here on Wichita's sports station, KGSO.
Little Leonard Skinnard and Freebird brings us back here on In the Zone. And before we do a little Phil on the grill, we got to tell you about a great place for lunch or dinner.
Taco Tico, it's all about the taste.
The 2 for $5 special going on right now. A taco burger, beef Sancho combo burrito, big combo burrito mixer match. Any of those three for only $5 right now at Taco Tico, 13th and North Tyler, 35th and North Rock Road here in Wichita. Also in Newton, Arc City, Derby, Augusta, and El Dorado. Get your favorite sauce, mild hot green chili or the Reaper, and enjoy great lunch or dinner. Only at
Taco Tico, it's all about the taste.
All right. Got that done? Let's check back in on the Maximum Outdoor Equipment Hotline and say, welcome. You are in the zone.
Good morning, Phil.
Well, hello, OJD.
It's July 30th, 2026, Season 2, Episode 21.
Yes.
Phil on the grill.
There it is on cue.
It is really hot today, man. I can feel it from here.
It's been hot for a lot of days in a row, Dave. But it's hotter now that I'm in your sight line. What do you got for me today, Dave?
Well, Phil, this was on my docket anyway, since I heard you mention several weeks ago that, just in passing, that you had a meeting with your agent in some city. And then you mentioned your agent again last week, so I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Your agent, I always figured you as a do-it-yourself, back-of-the-envelope type of guy, save yourself 3% by not having an agent, especially since I found out that you're a Scholastic All-American. I thought you'd get by without an agent. But you had an agent, so can you give us the whys and wherefores of getting with an agent?
Well, I was on the 40-man roster with Oakland at that time, and one of our pitchers in AAA had a guy out of Cleveland, a representative named George Karloftis. No, not Karloftis. Califeros. And Karloftis is the linebacker for the Chiefs. And I met with the guy, and he was out of Cleveland, which is all oddities, but he seemed like a pretty good guy. And I thought, as I'm moving along here, and of course hoping to become a big league player, that it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have somebody in your corner. And when you're playing in the minor leagues or you don't make anything above the minimum, you don't pay guys They don't take any money from you unless they get you an endorsement or something like that. So until I was making above the minimum, which I did for a couple of years, then I paid him. And actually, you know, it kind of came in good because in 91, I was still having trouble with this right knee problem that I had, and had new ownership take over in San Diego. And I went on a rehab assignment and came back and activated for a month, and I still wasn't right. And they said they were going to send me down and take me off the roster. And I'm like, wait a minute, you can't do this. And so I called my agent, and I said, this isn't right. He goes, no, it's not right. He said, they're trying to pull a fast one. And I don't know if they didn't know I had an agent or they forgot or whatever it was. And all I know is a week later is I had an MRI, and they determined they needed to do surgery. And lo and behold, I stayed on the 40-man roster until the end of the season, got all that covered and everything that went with it. And then got a decent contract the next year as a non-roster player, and then finally got back to the big leagues a couple of months into the season. But I was never the same player after that. That injury that happened sometime, I think, in late July or early August, happened to me in 1990 in Houston. Or it might have been early July, maybe something like that. But either way, it affected me, and I could never quite swing the way I once did. It affected me. It took me some time to figure out how to not be able to torque against that leg the way I once did. And when I figured it out, you know, I was really good in AAA the year before, my last year in the big leagues. They called me up, but didn't get a lot of opportunity to play the last 4 months. And you know, when we're getting in maybe once a week, if that, maybe sometimes once every 10 days. Tough to find a rhythm.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. So, but yeah, with the not having an agent, you know, I may not have known that was exactly the rule. I thought it was, but it was nice to have a guy in your corner who could call the GM in the front office and say, "Whoa, wait a minute, this isn't going to happen," because it would have been against what was in place from the contract with the Players Association. So,
well, all right for George in Cleveland. How long did he stay in the game?
He was there until he actually, unfortunately, had a heart attack and passed away in spring training of '95. And it was really weird because I got a call from his secretary. I was in spring training, and I got a call from his secretary, and she was, I could tell something was wrong. She was crying. I'm like, what in the world? And then she told me what had happened, and it was one of those where it hit him and almost killed him instantly. So it was sad. And at that point, I didn't make a team out of spring training, and that was the end of my career. I never re-signed with another agent.
So who was it that was trying to get you out of Mexico without a finder's fee? Or
that was him. That was him, and it was one of those deals where the team was just trying to get a replacement, and what they would have taken money, or they would have taken if the club where I was going to go to would have sent him another player, and nobody would agree to that. Either sending him another player or money. And I was bound under contract that if I left there, I couldn't play with another minor league team because they were at that time were considered part of the minor league system. Not necessarily with Major League Baseball, but the league was considered part of the minor league system. And if you can't leave one team to go play for another minor league team without everybody being on the same page, and they just didn't want to let me go. So
you were too big a draw.
I guess.
There in Mexico to just let you go for nothing, Phil. Not going to have that. Not for nada.
So that's that. He was trying to help get me out of there, but it never did happen.
Oh well, at least you developed a taste for Mexican food that you have.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I think I already had that taste, Dave. But
oh yeah,
I got authentic Mexican food down there.
Yeah, no arguing that point. So back then, did they send you the contract in the mail, and then you either signed it or marked it up with, "Oh no, I'll take 3 years at triple that amount"?
No, it was pretty much agreed before it was ever sent to you. And usually you didn't sign those. Beforehand. Yeah, you didn't. They never really sent it to you. There was no electronic mail or anything like that to speak of. So you got spring training. You signed the contract there.
Oh, I thought it was something they sent it to you before you got to spring training.
Not normally, no. So
I remember hearing Bob Uecker talk about his negotiations with the Milwaukee Braves. Since he lived in Milwaukee, he went up to see the GM, and I think he asked for $1,000 raise, and which would have been like more than a 10% raise. And the general manager told him, "Well, yeah, you had a great year down at whatever the AAA team was, but you didn't help us win any games here in Milwaukee, and that's what we actually pay for." So Bob Uecker had that among his
I guess probably so.
Long litany of stories. I like rain delay theater, and that's when you hear the Bob Uecker stories in good length, not just the after dinner jokes.
Right. So.
All right. Well, I'll think well of your agent for doing his good work for you and trying to get you out of Mexico. Maybe a little adventure movie out of that. Phil Escapes from Mexico.
That should have been it right there, no doubt.
All right.
Dave, as always, good job. Thank you.
You did the Jack Clark number with James today. Only you didn't tell him ahead to be ready.
I just dropped it on him when I dropped it on him. He'll be okay.
Yeah, well, it was one of those Medicare moments, right, Phil?
Absolutely. So,
all right.
Dave, have a great day.
Thank you.
See ya. There goes Dave. Final break. James and I will wrap it up after this.
This portion of In the Zone is brought to you by Kansas One Call. Call Kansas One Call at 811 before you dig.
Get in the zone, on KGSO.
The NBC Baseball World Series is back, and your home for all the primetime games is right here on Wichita's sports station, KGSO. From the first pitch to the championship game, KGSO is your home for all your favorite Kansas teams and primetime games. Enjoy the best collegiate players from around the country as they gather for the annual NBC Baseball World Series. And it's right here on KGSO.
Brought to you by Doc Green's, Auburn Spirits, and Taco Pronto.
Coins and bullion, Kansas's premier bullion dealer.
Do you
you need to get rid of some jewelry? Don't waste any time and stop by Phil's Coins and Bullion today. Phil's Coins will give you top dollar for any of your unwanted jewelry. Whether it's gold or silver, get the most out of the unwanted jewelry in your drawer and do it with Phil's Coins and Bullion, 9344 West Central Avenue.
Phil's Coins and Bullion. Phil'sCoins.com.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a social media manager.
Did you just post our Q4 earnings to your personal social media?
Oh yeah, used the trending audio and everything.
That's confidential financial data.
Relax. It only went a little viral.
The SEC just commented with the eyeball watching emoji.
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Power up with Allied Battery. Whether you're hitting the water, mowing the yard, or running heavy-duty equipment, Allied Battery has the power you need to get the job done. From boats to lawnmowers to work trucks, if it needs a battery, Allied Battery has it in stock and ready to go. Farmers, don't get caught in the field without power. Make sure your ag equipment is running strong this season. Reliable, affordable, ready when you are. Allied Battery, your source for dependable power. Stop by today just south of Pawnee on Seneca and get charged up. Have you been to Taco Tico lately? It's time to go check them out. Taco Tico always has great daily specials. And now when you visit any Taco Tico location, you can pick two for just $5. Choose from a beef Sancho, combo burrito, or a taco burger. Pick any two for just $5 at any Taco Tico location. Make your next lunch or dinner plans at Taco Tico. Visit one of their 7 area locations, including 13th and Tyler and 35th and Rock Road in Wichita. Taco Tico. It's all about the taste.
When you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And there's no one that knows that feeling like Derby Allstate agent Mark May, because he works every day to get people like you the coverage they need with the savings they deserve. Contact him for your free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
We aren't like other stations. We're better. This is Wichita's sports station, KGSO.
Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, and then I'll watch them roll away again. Yeah, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide.
Little Otis Redding brings us back here to wrap up this Thursday edition of In the Zone. James, I have to play something for you.
Okay.
Because it's important, especially when you told me what you told me before the start of the last segment, that this is appropriate for this guy.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
And James will elaborate, explaining why we're playing the clown music. It's not send in the clowns. Just the clown music from, what was that show called?
I don't know what it was
I
from,
can't
actually.
remember. It was a Larry David deal.
Yeah, Larry David.
With that. Okay. Somebody called and they went away. All right. Now, apparently there are some very unhappy soccer folks across the world.
There is. And it's only fitting that I actually brought this up in the beginning of the show, not knowing that this was going to come out today.
Right.
But that's how the chips fall. But UEFA, so Europe, they will boycott FIFA tournaments if Infantino continues with plans to sell off stake in FIFA and in the World Cup.
Okay.
So what does this mean in American terms? Well, this is the NCAA reaching out to a private investor saying, hey, we want you to buy a little bit in the NCAA. And then the SEC says, we're out. You think that they're still going to want to invest without their most dominant conference or league involved? No, they're not.
No.
They're not going to be as inclined to, let alone give them that much money without the best product out there. So if Europe right now, for both men's and women's, this isn't just the men's side, this is all of them, all 55 members of UEFA stood up together and said, we're not going to go through with this. We're not going to let you do it. And good luck trying to get it without us in it.
Right.
Because that's all the European countries, Spain, Portugal, you can, all of them, Germany, all those top dogs that you can think of, England, they're all a part of this together. And so they all have the same vision, while the man in charge, well, he's got a vision for his own self. And UEFA noticed that, and they picked up on it, and they said, and they were adamant about, and this is their quote, and this was an emergency meeting that they held earlier today. But it said, quote, we unanimously and unequivocally reject FIFA's proposal to transfer ownership interest in the World Cup and other FIFA competitions to private investors. Basically, the World Cup is not for sale because soccer has been a sport that they have built up themselves for centuries now. And for that to be all wiped away because of some money-hungry power guy is not going to sit well with them. And so the World Cup for women's is next year, Phil.
Right.
And so that's going to be really the first big test if they're going to continue to boycott or not. Because they could say all they want, yeah, we're going to boycott. But until like an actual tournament arrives and then we have to see these teams show up or not, that's going to be the turning point. They can say and hoot and holler, oh, yeah, we're not going to do it. But we won't really know until that time comes. And so, yeah, I was spot on with I don't really know what the future of FIFA holds because what he's doing it's pissing off a lot of people, and I don't know if these private investors are going to want to invest and have stake in this if they don't have the best teams. Now the big problem out of all this, and there's probably people out there wondering like, why is this such a big issue? Why do you not want this? It's more money. Well, because with more money you got to play more games. And these players don't want to play more games. They're more than happy with the amount of matches that they have to play in a calendar year. There's plenty of competitions to go around. And by doing this and opening up the checkbook to this private investor, that demand is going to go up, right? And so it's kind of the same issue with the NFL and not wanting to add more games because the players, they're fine. They don't want to play anymore. I mean, they've already got to go through a grueling season as it is. They don't want to add any more games to further, injure them or make them miss time or whatever the case may be. And it's going to be the same thing if this were to go through. So it's a giant mess. I don't think he's obviously not on the same page with the people that are a part of his association. And the worst part is, Phil, he didn't tell UEFA, he didn't tell CONCACAF, and he didn't tell the African Football Confederation that he was going to do this. So you decided to do this behind closed doors and not even let your three biggest federations know that you were going to do this. That's a big slap in the face.
Yeah.
Big slap in the face. He's like, I don't care what you think. I'm going to do what I think is right. And finally, UEFA is the first to do it. And if they're going to stand up against it, then I can imagine that all of these other leagues are going to stand up against it as well. And if he doesn't have anybody to represent his league, this is not going to go through. So I'm rooting for all of these leagues across the world to join UEFA because this is no good. This is not the direction that soccer was intended to go into, and this is just Infantino trying to pull another trick up his sleeve. So I've been very against him even since the World Cup started, but this has gone back even further than when the World Cup started. I mean, this has been going on for years, and him making questionable decisions into how he wants FIFA to go, the direction that he wants them to go into, and that's just not. It sounds like a dictatorship, not being a president. Okay. Especially with the fact that, hey, I'm going to pay you guys $20 million, and if I get enough votes to pass it, then I can do that. That's dictatorship. That doesn't need to be in sports. And so UEFA, what they did is it's a big deal. This is a massive deal. Maybe not for us in America, but for the game of soccer, absolutely. This is a massive deal.
I just wanted to give you an opportunity to put that out there. I have a little bit of football news.
Okay.
Did you know that Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert
don't say it.
got engaged to model Madison Beer? That happened yesterday.
Congrats. Go get a real ring.
Okay, that's what I was getting ready to say. He just took the words right out of my mouth.
Go get a real one.
Oh,
Josh, you too. Go get a real one.
You know, I'm sitting here going, you just took it right out of my mouth.
Sorry, Phil.
That's okay. Not a problem, because we're at the end of the show at this point. Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to start putting together coverage of the Big 12, our two favorite teams, and a couple of others as we move into August. Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Diamond Highlight Zone won't go anywhere. And I still have some NBC tickets if anybody wants to go. You can call the show here. I'll hang around for a minute or so and take a call if you want to get some tickets to go to the NBC tonight or tomorrow. James, final thoughts.
Well, I think it's only right that I do it again.
Uh-oh.
But I'm not just going to take the money line this time. I think the Red Sox, they've pitter-pattered with the A's enough over these first 3 games. This is going to be the one where they run away with. Give me the Red Sox to win by 2. Sonny Gray pitching against his former team.
All right. Pretty much a full slate of games. Not quite, but close. The Herd's next, followed by Stu Got 2 and the Press Box Boys at 4 o'clock. Sasha will have Hutch in Alaska tonight for the NBC. For James, I'm Phil. See ya.
Want to hear more of KGSO? Don't forget to download our app today. Fill out weekly surveys. Register to win great prizes. Listen live. Message our shows and so much more. Plus, get reminders of special programming and games you don't want to miss. Just find SC Wichita in your app store and make KGSO your new